welcome back to my channel. It's Drew here, and I'm coming at you today with a DIY back to school clothing / fashion video. I hope you guys really enjoy this because it's been so highly requested, and I think this DIY video might be one of my favorites on my channel because the pieces I created, this being one of them, are just so cool and expensive looking. They honestly turned out way better than I thought, so I hope you guys really do enjoy. And if you aren't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel. The subscribe button's below, and click the little bell icon next to it if you'd like to. I upload videos every single Thursday and Sunday, so 2 videos a week. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Imdrewscott. But without further ado, let's get into these 4 back to school DIY projects. This first project is so cool, and all you're going to need is a denim jacket, some fabric paint, and some paintbrushes. You can also use tape if you'd like as well. This is a denim jacket that I chose. It's from H&M, pretty affordable. And guys, this process is just super repetitive. So what I did was I found an angled brush. I love this one. It's literally from Crayola, but you can grab any angled brush you'd like. And all you're gonna do is dip into your white fabric paint, and you're going to paint along the edges of all the seams on the denim jacket. So I made sure that the denim jacket that I had those little double seams, and I kind of used them as coloring book lines, and I painted on the inside of those seams, sort of like I'm showing here. And what I would do when I would paint long areas is I would go along one edge and kind of really carve out that line on one edge, and then I would go onto the opposite side and carve out the other line. It's pretty self-explanatory. It is kind of time-consuming. This jacket probably took me an hour and a half to complete, which isn't the craziest because I literally just listened to a couple Lana Del Rey albums, and it was like kind of fun and just relaxing. I love projects like this. So you can also go over the areas with multiple coats if you want them to be a lot darker, but I find that fabric paint's already pretty opaque in the first place, which is quite nice. And I also did the little pocket edges with a thicker paintbrush here and just went over with a couple of coats. This is sort of what I am at so far. And then I also did the flap here, the overlaying flap, because I thought when I buttoned it up over the top of a hoodie or something, it would look really, really cool with that white panel over the front. And this jacket kind of reminds me of Off-White or something. I don't know, it just looks like a really cool designer piece you'd see for like $500 or $600. And then I did the collar as well. And that's your finished jacket. You can rock it however you'd like. To create this embroidered quote t-shirt, all you're going to need is a t-shirt, a pen if you want to mark out your design first, some embroidery floss, and a needle. So I started off by just kind of mapping out where I wanted to put the embroidery, and I didn't really know at first, but then I decided that I wanted to do it on the neckline. So I added some embroidery floss to my needle, tied a couple knots, and I was actually going to mark out my design first, but then I realized that because I was using white thread, I didn't want the black pen to show at all. So I actually just freehanded the whole design, and if you're just doing simple letters like this, it's pretty easy to freehand it, and I honestly feel like freehanding it is a little bit nicer because I think the more abstract the lettering looks, the more sort of Tumblr and handmade the vibe is. So I literally wrote on here, "Make me laugh," which I thought was kind of kitschy and kind of fun and kind of cutesy, if you know what I mean. But I don't know, I just like the little saying of it. So I just used, every time you finish a word, I also suggest that you tie off. So as I'm doing here, you just kind of slip it under a stitch, and then you pull through your, pull it through the loop that it creates a couple of times, and that creates a knot, and you're just gonna repeat this a few times until you feel like it's secure. You're gonna finish off the quote or the wording. You could do this all the way around the neckline with like a pattern if you wanted to. You can do this on like the pocket area of a shirt. There's a lot of possibility with this, but I love the placement of this on this t-shirt. And this essentially finishes it off. You're just going to loop it through the back again and cut off your excess thread. Now you can rock your new quote tee to school. These jeans are so easy. All you're gonna need is an old pair of jeans, some patches, scissors, fabric glue, and a pen. So these are the patches I use. They're just bumblebee patches, and the jeans are like a wider leg jean I got at H&M for just $10 on sale. So I first marked where I wanted to cut them on my ankle and used a pair of scissors to just cut off the end of the jean, and I used that reverse fabric just to sort of create a pattern on the opposite side. I then used the edge of the scissors and also my fingernails to pull on some of those threads, but I also give you guys a tip of throwing these in the washing machine, and that'll really fray the edge prior to adding your patch on them. But I did use the scissors just for the video. And then next what I did was lay them out flat side by side, and I just glued down my little bumblebee patches on the back of the jeans using some fabric glue. I did realize that these patches were iron-on, but I didn't have an iron, so I think that probably would have been a lot better and more secure, especially for washing them in the future. But I just fabric glued them down, and that's all you have to do. And you have a brand new pair of jeans that looks extremely expensive. This last project might be one of my favorites, and it's this pair of colorblock sneakers. You're just gonna need a pair of sneakers, a paintbrush, and some fabric paint and tape. So I actually just used a few strips of washi tape to sort of mark off where I wanted to on these shoes, but I also would suggest something like duct tape or something a bit stronger. But the washi tape actually worked perfectly fine, and literally all you're going to do is just paint the entire front half of the shoe. So I painted the entire front half, including the laces, underneath the laces on the tongue part, just absolutely everything. And then I also suggest after this dries to put on the shoe to see if the laces pull any, because you're also going to need to just like paint those extra pulled laces. And you're just going to peel off the tape, and you have your new pair of colorblock sneakers. They're super easy and amazing looking.